Hi everyone and welcome. We're into 2026. Apologies, I wasn't here last week. I actually had far too much to do. I'd been away and had just got home. So that took precedence. And I see quite a lot has been happening globally and unfortunately with the fires as well. I hope everyone is okay and safe, and just, my heart goes out to anybody that was affected by this recent just fire period that we had, Victoria, New South Wales in particular. Um, and I did go away on holiday, and during my relaxation, quite often I have a few visions. And so I did have really one kind of time of note where I was just doing a meditation, and next thing I was looking over was South America, and I was taken to the top of South America. This was before Christmas, but close to Christmas. And I heard New York. So then the next thing I was in New York. So I didn't get anything else on that South American piece. I was just aware of the northern part of South America, and New York. So I saw a big high-rise building on fire. And when I looked in closer, it was only actually the top of the high-rise building, but it was in flames and a treacherous situation. And I felt that it was very hard to reach. So it was so high that it was causing a problem for firefighters. I then was zooming along one of the streets, and I saw it was kind of at night. And in the buildings, I just saw lots of lights going out, and I felt like it was businesses. So whether it was closure of businesses or something along those lines, that was what I thought that might have been. And then I went to Wall Street, and I felt there was a lot of panic, and that there was going to be a stock market change for the negative. So that was what I saw around that. I then heard Chicago, and in Chicago, I saw that they were going to experience, I felt like it was record-breaking snowfalls, and it was going to collapse some roofs of housing. So really something um, quite big there. And then I went to, and I was trying to remember, Minnesota or Milwaukee. I think it was Milwaukee. I heard Milwaukee, and I saw people looking up to the sky. And what I saw in the sky was like a blazing comet kind of going past, and people looking up in wonder. So I wasn't sure what that was about. Maybe something's going to be seen in the skies over Milwaukee. But after that had happened, I then just jumped straight back into my meditation. So I thought I would share that. And then also, as usual, I'm just going to share whatever needs to come up today. So anyone who hasn't been on my episode before, I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a channel artist and also an intuitive mentor. Um, I This is a soul-led channel. I was led here by by the archangels to share, and over a period of time, that's exactly what I've been doing. So what I do is just sometimes close my eyes and just follow whatever needs to come through. Um, and I had set an intention that this is for the viewers, my viewers, and that the information is helpful, and healing, and informative. So I've called in my protection, done my grounding, and all the things that I do previously. So I did also want to share that over the last couple of weeks, seeing as I missed last week, twice I went into meditation, and I had the feeling that maybe I shouldn't have missed last week. I had just had one of my guides sitting there like, okay, we're waiting, there's things happening. Oh, that's right. I was showing, taken again, and showing, I felt like it was troops getting ready, kind of not into formation, but putting on all the gear in Israel. So I felt that was saying that things were starting to gear up there. There was preparations that were underway, and movement would be seen there. And also I was just taken again through the streets of New York, and I was just seeing all of the homeless people camping on the streets. So I was just being shown, hey, this thing's happening. And it's important that you keep sharing. So I got the message and felt a little bit under pressure, and I'm here. So let's just close my eyes and see what comes through. I'm hearing that we're living in an exalted time, that things are now ramping up and accelerating. So we're going to see with this increased intensity more action. This is supported by a move of Neptune, which is happening at the end of this month into Aries and out of Pisces, which is also supporting action-driven behavior. So we're going to see, and I'm hearing the word fiery, so there could be a little bit more, fiery, F-E-I-R-Y, fiery behaviors. I'm getting fiery behaviors, a little bit of impulsiveness. I'm seeing some stamping of the foot. I'm seeing Trump. A little bit of stamping of the foot, like some impatience. I feel there's things that he wants to occur quicker than they are. So he is impatient while there's processes that are underway, and I'm hearing Greenland. So as regards Greenland, so he's wanting to make a push into Greenland, and I'm hearing resources for its resources. So I'm seeing it as a reasonably sparsely populated green, not surprisingly, quite treeless, actually, beautiful space. Should this be allowed, I feel like this will change the landscape. So I'm seeing, I don't know if it's oil, but I'm seeing like a rig set up. There will be extraction of minerals. This area is rich in resources and minerals, and it will be exploited is the word that I'm hearing, changing the landscape forever. This is something which needs a lot of careful consideration. They, yeah, I'm hearing oil as well. Maybe there's an oil reserve, but yeah, exploitation. Again, this is a land that needs to be protected for its natural beauty. It's not just like a money earner, money spinner. Uh, I do feel like there needs to be some protest around this. I'm seeing also it has a interesting, well, I'm seeing penguins, so it has an interesting wildlife, or it's got an interesting biodiversity, which in animal life, which needs to be protected as well. I'm hearing protection order, so that it does require a protection order, and not all that's being said is as it is. So there is ulterior motives, as with everything, which is taking me to Venezuela, and I'm seeing a large open cut mine there, again, exploiting of rare minerals and gems. So these are economic decisions and creating travesty. So this is unsettling and creating unrest. America's own citizens need to, or I'm seeing that there may be some standing up to this kind of pillaging, because it's barely being uh, like I'm seeing that the veil is very thin. People are not silly. It's pretty obvious what's happening. So it's the transparency is kind of there, even if it's I'm hearing buried truth. So it's not so buried. It's pretty shallow grave. People aren't silly. The things are being told. They know that's not the case. Um, I'm seeing green energy. Okay, the land needs healing. This is creating scars and blots upon the landscape. This is extraction for financial means, but it only benefits a few. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. It's also exploitation of people. These are some of the scars upon the landscape that need healing. We should be looking at how we're going to increase like natural resources, replantation, reforestation, rather than what we can extract and take. Gems are purely for financial gain. There's no large benefit for humankind in the extraction of these gems. I'm just hearing Turkey. There could be some military activity in Turkey. I'm hearing military coup. I'm also getting a feeling of very dry conditions. Let's go back to the military coup. I just want to add a disclaimer in here. I honestly love not knowing what's going on in the world. So I do, I'm still seeing the green. It's so bright behind my eyes. Sorry, I'm just being very distracted by what I'm seeing. So I don't know a lot of what I'm talking about. I'm just following along, and maybe in the comments, anyone that has knowledge can just fill in the gaps. It really does not serve me knowing of atrocities and things like that going on in the world. It just absolutely affects me emotionally. And many, many, many years ago, I made a decision not to read the paper, not to watch the news. If anything big was going to happen, then someone I'd hear it through the grapevine. And occasionally I see news headlines. So back to Turkey. We have I'm hearing military dictatorship. Going to be, I see an uprising. There's going to be protests on the street as well, although there's going to be fear around protesting. So I don't know whether something's going to happen. I'm seeing kind of tanks rolling in, like some kind of military takeover. I get the feeling that this is not going to be a good thing. There's a lot of fears, it's like a regime maybe stepping in. It could be that there's Soviet interference with the military, because I'm seeing a Soviet flag. And that may be indicating that there is maybe supporters, armaments, some kind of push presence in the background. Um, I'm not sure if it's literal, like on the tank coming in. I don't think it would be Soviets forces on Turkey. Um, okay, let's see if there's anything else. I'm seeing the sickle on the flag again very clearly on the red flag, the golden yellow sickle. So I'm just seeing that's now filling up my mind's eyes. So I will double check that flag, but to me, there's Russian, I will use the word interference behind this behavior. It's going to cause disruption and unrest. Sanctions, and it may put women in a vulnerable position where they need to be back in the home. A lot of political unrest. And I'm hearing the word famine, so this could cause some disruption. Um, I'm also seeing what I'm seeing is like a gash in the earth, almost like there's a potential earthquake. It's going to add to, I'm hearing the word atrocities. It's Turkey's in for a bit of a rumble up time, so I'm not getting time frame, maybe April. And now that I've said that, I was seeing April. We're going to see more pockets of uprisings. I'm seeing China as well. People holding a flag. Military again, holding a flag aloft, like there's disruption there as well towards the leadership. There's some unrest and corruption which has come to light or will be coming to light, and I have seen that before. This is going to be very difficult on the current leadership. I feel like he may have to step down, or even I'm getting the indication maybe flee or hide or something along those lines. A lot of protests in the street around this as well, but there will be a period of unrest. Political unrest often translates on the ground to hardship for people, peasants, farmers, some harsh conditions, taxes. So I'm seeing some financial systems crashing their stock market, around the stock market in China. China's production is not sustainable. What's coming to light is maybe some allied behaviour with the current leadership to other global leaders, and I'm hearing summit. There's been some handshakes which will political allegiances or alliances. I'm just trying to get an indication whether this is popular alliance or allegiance or unpopular. It's definitely shedding a light. So I feel that this was hidden, and I'm hearing unpopular. Okay, so that's what's happening there. There may be a show of kind of might or aggression or rumblings towards Taiwan, but at this stage, I feel that it's a distraction and it doesn't necessarily have any, it's like the bark. Sorry, the bark. Yeah, not the, no, the bite, not the bark. The bark is worse than the bite, whichever way around that goes. So it's like a show of aggression that is not followed up by any action, just to maybe display some might. So I'm seeing Japan now, and I'm seeing a oh gosh, what are they called? Aircraft carrier type Navy boat, large US in the Pacific. So there's a US presence in the Pacific and an alliance of Japan with this. I feel that this could involve Australia as well. And I'm hearing and other leadership. This is a strong alliance, and I feel that this presence in the Pacific is to offset maybe some trouble in China, but it's more of a presence and like a standoff, as in there is combined forces and So just back down, stay in your lane. Feels all a bit heightened to me. Okay, I'm seeing a crack through the Pacific as well. Water rushing in. It's like a large split in the earth. I'm not sure if this, but water's rushing in. Oh, this could be a divide in the Pacific. Just maybe between China, Japan, China, like Russia back China, Japan backed by America. I think we have a faction and like a standoff, and there's a clear divide. Okay, I think that's what that's saying. So maybe we've got sides that are being taken quite strongly, two groups against each other. Mm, okay, Australia. I'm seeing it as if I'm seeing it from a satellite, and what I'm seeing is just that it's a largely poorly habitated land due to desert and I guess weather, uninhabitable areas in Australia, and really the majority of the population is living on the fringe. And I just feel that the desert, it just is dry, this heat, and it's just pushing kind of into these populations, the populated areas. I'm hearing the word scorching, and I'm seeing, as you do in the middle of the outback, kind of sheep which have fallen over due to heat exhaustion and dehydration, as just dry, cracking earth and relentless sun, and birds like ravens kind of squawking like it's feels like no man's land. Rising temperatures, scorching temperatures are going to be seen, and I know we've already had some high temperatures this new year already in Australia. Unprecedented summer is what I'm hearing. Now I'm seeing burned areas again, Victoria, kind of going up into New South Wales, some ACT areas I've seen before. Again, I'm seeing koalas needing help, being burned, losing habitat, being taken from their perches. Some are harmed and rehabilitated and rehoused, rehomed. So that's come up a few times. The koala. The koala, I'm hearing endangered, so their habitat may become endangered. So we really need to take care of the koala. It's important. It's our nation's treasure and indicative of the peoples of the land as well. I'm seeing Sydney Opera House. I'm seeing a large event. I feel this will be, there will be fundraising events for victims of, or for animals, or for the situation with the heat and the fires and perhaps the animals. I'm not sure exactly what the fundraising is for, but people are going to dig deep into their pockets to assist, and finances or money is needed for rehabilitation. So maybe for these beautiful animals that need protecting or rehabilitation. Venezuela again, a takeover, good and bad. I'm seeing healing light again. I do feel that the people are going to be able to begin healing. It was a dictatorship, a cruel regime. I can't tell you anything about it. Don't know. there is unrest, but things will settle down, and I feel this move, although has some trickery and deception, is going to be healing for the people. They can start coming out and leading their lives again and not living under a rock and fear. There was a lot of fear, a lot of concern, worry, mothers for their children, future, safety. Sahara. Sahara Desert. I'm seeing maybe it's winds pushing sand regions further into populated areas. So it's measures are going to be taken to keep the sand at bay. So weather events are shaping and forming the I guess the landscape, and what I'm seeing is just the shifts of the sand, and it's encroaching further into areas where it hasn't before. And I'm hearing kind of like environmental disaster around that. I don't know if there's plans in place, but I'm seeing that there needs to be, or there will be, a fringe, like an oasis fringe that will help to stabilize the edge of Sahara because it's impacting populated regions. Monsoon. I don't know if monsoon means tsunami. I don't know. I just get kind of sometimes get the old-fashioned word, or I don't even know if it is an old-fashioned word, but oh no, it doesn't mean tsunami, like cyclone, monsoon, monsoonal weather. Tropical areas. We're going to see an increase in monsoonal weather in tropical areas, down sudden deluge, Deluge. I can see the word deluge, and flooding. Some animals will get caught out in that. I'm seeing cows. Tropical highs creating cyclonic events. Some of these might start tracking further south. We're going to see an increasing number of these this season, more towards February, March, accumulating in March. The most severe being Capricorn Coast, the one that I've seen previously. That's the third time I've had that information. Actually, interestingly enough, just to show you where some inaccuracies can lie, in one of my previous episodes, I saw the beaching of pilot whales in the south of New Zealand, or in the South Island, and that has just happened. So I saw that in July, I think, and so that's happened this month. So that's around about a 6-month hiatus for that one. And I thought it was 150 pilot whales, which I was just very disturbed about, and about 50, so 55 pilot whales came ashore. So actually I was relieved because it was a third less, sorry, it was 1/3 of the amount that I had heard. So it just shows you where it's not always, what I hear is not always, not catching it always accurately. So that has happened. Also, unfortunately, we lost a surfer in WA, and that happened fairly quickly, within a month, I think, after that on my episode as well. So a surfer was taken, shark was seen, and a surfer was taken. I don't think they've been recovered. So just a couple of updates. There's been a few. I think I did find out what the instrumentation irregularities were in an aircraft as well. And actually, interestingly enough, I ended up in Fraser Island, and I had brought up information about Fraser Island. We ended up free camping because it was a last minute decision to go, and just some unexpected time to stop for a few nights. And yes, we had a lot of dingo activity. And because I had seen that, and just to beware, we had a group of 7 dingoes coming up the beach and straight into the camping area. And I actually jumped up on top of the 4-wheel drive because it's like, oh my God, dingoes. So and it was fine, although we were in a situation where the dingoes had got into our camping neighbours' esky, as if they just know how to magically open them, and they were fighting over the food. There was 9 of them, And my husband went up to try and save their food, and the dingoes just looked at them like, really, you're going to come near? And so we made a decision, okay, it's really not worth it if something happens. So I think maybe that episode helped me out in this case, because it was like, no, don't do it. And so we were very, very dingo aware on that trip. Okay, just a little aside. So let's go back. Argentina. Seeing snow-capped mountains, avalanche. Unseasonably warm weather, maybe quite quickly for this season. It's going to trigger avalanches for climbers, so there may be just something to be aware of. Okay, I assume there's a lot of mountains in Argentina. Maybe that's a popular mountaineering area. Fiji. I saw something about Fiji just on my Christmas episode. Okay. Tsunami. So that was what I had previously. Damaging wind and weather. I'm seeing this could be next month, and I'm pretty sure I got February during the last episode as well. Yeah, seeing like large waves ravishing, I don't know if it's an island or the mainland, but the coastline. It doesn't look like a very safe time to travel to Fiji in February. I'm hearing atoll. I feel this is when, as well, there just seems to be this water activity triggered by maybe underwater earthquake. And this is also where we might see some issues with Pacific Island. I've just forgotten the name, and I've just been told it there now. Tuvalu. Maybe water encompassing the land more than usual, creating a state of affairs. So now my awareness has gone to under the water, tropical fishes, and I'm seeing coral. Okay, we're going to see some warmer water temperatures and increasing bleaching of marine tropical fish habitats. It's kind of just a bit of an alarm around this. Just because it's not because it's under the water doesn't mean out of sight, out of mind. It's alarming for marine scientists. The acceleration period. Seems like we're getting a lot of news about things happening. Homelessness. Okay, so I did see this when I went into meditation. Like, why aren't you doing your YouTube? We have homelessness and things we need to talk about. So homelessness, I'm seeing more being done for the homeless, shelters being created, maybe some more finance. The problem seems to be getting bigger. When I'm seeing this, I'm seeing more. I'm feeling America again. I feel like I'm hearing housing crisis and increased homelessness, needing to seek shelters and requiring handouts. So there'll be more activity and solutions that are found for this. They need warm and safe places to be, and I'm seeing harboring of children. So maybe not removing children from their mothers because they're just not going to seek the help that they need if they're going to be separated from their children by social services. This is due to housing affordability, lack of rental properties, cost of living concerns, transportation. Getting Goulburn Valley again. I don't know if Goulburn Valley was affected by the recent fires or there's issues coming up. I'm hearing issues. It's going to be issues. Again, this is with produce. It's must be a food producing area of Australia. This is not isolated to Australia. I feel China is going to have issues with food production, shortages, food shortages, becoming more commonplace. So we've got no corn this week. So horticultural issues and solutions. So there's going to be different solutions that are going to be required for horticulture. I'm seeing maybe even like sheltered indoor, like big, long domes where the elements, the food production can be protected from elements. There's an inevitable increase in the cost of food due to the increasing cost of production to keep crops safe from fires, wind, flooding, and other elements. I'm seeing raised beds, temperature controlled, protected, maybe even artificial lighting. So there's a lot of solutions. What's the infrared? No, not infrared, the purple light. Something which is going to help with bugs, maybe. Gosh, what's it called? Ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet light, more natural ways as pesticides. Oh, okay. Well, that's good news. Using light as a natural pesticide rather than sprays and chemicals. There are farming practices and advances. There are plans being drawn up or will be accelerated or already in place, or perhaps even there's more known about how climate change is going to impact certain areas than we're being made aware of. Okay, I'm seeing airplane trails in the sky and I'm hearing chemtrails. So not realistic. The wool is being pulled over your eyes. Artificial news. This is to cause disruption and placement. So I feel like this is being placed carefully, a narrative which is not true, caused to disrupt and create uncertainty towards leadership. This is atmospheric. It's just because of the atmosphere and the temperature. It's literally plain trails, not chemtrails. What is real is mass spraying for mosquitoes, that kind of thing. That is something that exists and can be harmful, although it's usually a more remote areas like mangrove to try and minimize impact. I'm hearing chemtrails are not a thing. I keep hearing so much about that. No proof points. I'm hearing again like artificial intelligence. I feel like this is being fed from somewhere. There is an underground feeding of information as seemingly correct. It's disruptive and creating disheartening. People are feeling disheartened regarding some of this information towards governments and leaderships. It's been set up almost intentionally to be this way. There are large organisations that are working behind this to create a narrative and other such narratives. Yeah, but just crazy stuff. Bushfires, forestry again. I think we're going to lose large areas like Pinus radiata plantations, so the scarcity of wood supplies. Again, I did a channeling about this actually. Alternative building materials will be sought. I'm seeing actually use of kind of mud or going back to some older methods, but modernizing these methods through technology as well. So it's like a combination of maybe even insulation using mud and straw. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm seeing. Something which uses some of our earthy mud, I'm seeing, or something along those lines. Clay, I'm getting clay, which is a natural fire deterrent and readily available, will be a great insulator against the heat and elements as well. The building of more sturdy, I'm hearing, environmentally aware properties is something to look forward to in the future as well. Livestock. So there's been a large loss of livestock in these recent fires in Australia. And I'm also seeing flooding in Southland and New Zealand and loss of livestock. I don't know if I know there was some flooding last year, and I'm hearing possibly more to come. So we need meat alternatives, and having meat not so much as the everyday solution, but maybe a bit more of the exception, because farming practices, as it's not withstanding some of these environmental pressures either. So it feels that it will be smaller, more managed in-house, more ecological, better farming practices. Okay, I did channel that as well in December. So better farming practices. I heard better fishing, better farming practices, and okay, sorry, I find it really hard to concentrate. Let's just keep going. I'm hearing the grass is greener. The grass is greener. Okay, so moving into some of these practices, they were saying, oh, the grass always looks greener on the other side. Well, in this case, the grass is greener. Cancer awareness. Again, I'm hearing chemicals, toxins in your environment and food. So it's really important to be diligent on this. I took minimal steps myself for the water and just got a water jug, but I really need a better system. Fluoride is something that needs to be removed from our water, and it does require something more than just a jug of proper filtration system. So this is probably also a prompt for me. Oh, I'm getting the green. Gee, I'm getting a lot of green. Okay, so this will help osmosis. Just better water alone is going to really help healing with our bodies. We're not working with clean water. Filtration systems are important. I'm hearing beware of toxins in water. Okay, I just got disrupted. I keep running out of space on my hard drive or on my computer, laptop. Okay, I'm hearing this is a time for support of all global support, coming together as brothers, saying enough, not feeding the division between countries, between peoples, religions, holding each other through this time. We are all, it's not our fault we're born into certain families, into certain environments, a time where compassion is needed for all, not looking just out for yourself. Again, this increasing energy, there's the opportunity for, I'm just seeing light coming down from the top of my mind's eye, and all the green is gone. I'm just seeing light for enlightenment and for while this is kind of catastrophizing or changes or are going on, there's the opportunity for personal growth, intuitive growth, increased connection, angelic, benevolent connections where you can be held by energies unseen in a very beautiful way. And so personally, we can have beautiful outcomes or experiences while some of these, I'm hearing rumblings, are going on. As long as we, and I'm seeing green again, lots of green, it's very healing. So there can be a lot of healing energy. So we all have the power and ability to heal ourselves, but particularly when we're calling in certain energies for our body, for our balance, for our alignment. I can't emphasize enough the importance of or the benefit of this kind of connection, because I was saying it's severely underplayed. People think meditation's often just somewhere to get to a very calm space. Meditation can open you up to entire new worlds and self-healing awarenesses, intuition, direction, assistance, and a very heartwarming experiences. So don't forget that. So saying that, and I will end this, I'm not sure how long I've been talking for, but my intuitive circles are starting Wednesday the 21st, Thursday the 22nd of January. 1.5 hours, made it very cheap and financially accessible for those that are wanting to have a play and increase their intuition, and have the ability to have some of these connections for themselves. I also have a newsletter which goes out monthly. It's just gone out this month. In that newsletter, I have a subscriber special for an Ascension meditation series that I did in conjunction with the Archangels. They actually stepped in and asked me to create these, so I did, and I know how beautiful it was during the creating and the recording of these, let alone the listening. So I listened to them myself. So I have a special on those. So if you would like to become a member, so that you can access through your membership those meditations, I'll put the link to my website to sign up as a subscriber, and then I can send you the newsletter, and you can also have that benefit. It's an Ascension series, so it does take you through progressively through a series to help you raise your vibration and to assist with your own connection and communing as well. There's a lot more things going on in the pipeline, so I'm being pushed along. I feel like I'm working really hard already. The year's just started. So I'll let you know what's available as it's made available. I'm very busy with my readings as well. I do have mentorship spaces mostly, which are going to open up in March. So if you're interested in one-on-one personal mentorship, there's a link in my description, and yeah, you can feel free to email me in any case. So I think that's it. I knew some things were going to come to light. I was feeling the pressure. So in transparency, I actually work with 𝓜𝓲𝓬𝓱𝓮𝓵𝓵, so I met him through meditation, and he took me through training. So, so I went through, I don't know, 6 months or less of training, and I knew when the last thing had occurred. last training session with Nostradamus. So I go to my guide all the time for readings, and I was just kind of wandering past this guy, white-bearded guy, and then I suddenly realized, wait a minute, that's not my guide. So I turned around like, who are you? And he said Nostradamus. And then we went through a series. So he showed me how he used to see things when he was doing his predictions. He saw it like a grid over top of the earth, and it would have energetic disruptions in this kind of flat graphical display. And as it went along the graph, its time and the energetic peaks were the intensity of the disruption. And then when I would see that, I would say, oh, what's caused that? And we would go down and have a look, what's the cause of that? So I don't know, it was really, I found it hard to focus on initially. So maybe it was really just to help me keep me focused. So anyway, hopefully it's benefiting all of us. I know some of what I bring through definitely benefits me as well. So on that note, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all those that comment, that have subscribed, that have been involved with me. I have met some of, makes me feel a bit emotional, the beautiful viewers through readings that have booked for readings. I honestly have met some of the most beautiful souls, and it warms my heart to think that it's people like that that are listening to this channel. And so people like you, viewers, and some of the beautiful souls I've met will definitely keep chugging me along. So anyway, on that note, thank you, and I'll see you for the next episode.